Good afternoon, friends. I hope you're doing well. We're going to be doing some planting today. So let me show you some of the things I picked up at the nursery. Okay, we're going to start with some of the things that are going to go out to the farm. I just went out there this morning and turned the irrigation back on because it's been a week since we've had rain, and ran the irrigation for the lower part, the perennial part of the garden. So there's, all the pumpkins and all that kind of stuff. The corn has all germinated. It's looking great. There's only one of the transplants that we put in didn't make it, and it was a melon. So I'm going to pop in a pumpkin in its place because I'd like to have more of those. Anyway, and so I'm also going to plant two more. So I just want to show you what I got. Okay, so I picked up this guy here. It's an Atlantic Giant pumpkin. Now I could just direct sow some seeds, but I kind of like having this be a little further along since we're almost at May now. Then when I picked up just one of the Howden pumpkins. Now I did sow some of these from seed, but the seed was so old that they did not germinate. So those two will go out, and then I'm also going to add Jarrahdale pumpkin. This guy is a blue-gray pumpkin. It's really beautiful. Hopefully they will grow for me. And then I also have a crimson sweet watermelon. Actually, I will be taking that out there too. I'll just find the spot for it. And we'll put that in the ground as well because I have so much space to grow out there. Now for the home garden, we got a few things here too. And we're going to plant these today. So I've got an ambrosia cantaloupe. And this is a zucchini, just a yellow crookneck summer squash. And then we have a early butternut squash. This is my favorite squash to eat, winter squash to eat. So I want to make sure I have some of those going. We're going to clean out one of our raised beds and pop these guys in there along with two more peppers. These are both the same. Actually, just bell peppers. Red night bell peppers. We really love red bell peppers, and I realized that I was mostly growing hots. I didn't really have much in the way of bells, so I picked up two of those. Now, the rest of this was not necessarily things that I needed. I just, you know how it goes when you go to the nursery. So, first, I found this. Now, I don't really have a place for more heuchera, but I could not resist. I don't know if you can tell on camera. The leaves on this are absolutely beautiful. They are deep purple and hot pink. I have never seen a heuchera like this before. It is just about to flower, and most of the heucheras I have are either like a chartreuse, or they have like a caramel color, or they're the dark burgundy, but it is more of a warm burgundy. This is the coolest color heuchera I've ever seen. It is so beautiful. So I will just expand a shade bed in the back and we'll have a place for that because I could not pass it up. And then, since we're going to be expanding that shade bed, I also picked up 3 tuberous begonias. This one is a really lovely pink color, and then this guy I think is called Apple Blossom. Yep, Nonstop Apple Blossom. Maybe you can see better with on the, it's white on this side, but on the back side it's got that kind of hot pink apricot color. So we will be popping these guys in the shade in the back. Then I did go ahead and pick up this Mugo pine. This is going to go in our new cottage garden bed, but not now. It'll be in the fall. This is a Mops Mugo pine, and the stats on it, 3 to 5 inches per year, 4 feet high by 4 feet wide, and full sun. Now it stays really low and dome shaped the whole time, which is really awesome. And it's got like this kind of bluish gray hint to it, which I love. But then in the winter, you get kind of a bronzing, and then it comes back in the spring. Now, there are other pines that I always see that I always wish I could grow, but we just can't grow them here. We're in too high of a zone. Most of the evergreens that you're going to find out there are hardy to really low zones, but only go up to 7, maybe 8 if you're lucky, and I'm 9B. So this is one of the only ones I can actually grow here, and I think it's adorable. So it will just stay in its pot until the fall, because right now the place that I'm going to plant it has annuals in it. So when they come out, then we'll put this guy in. It'll be fine in its container up until then. And then the final thing that I got is some dahlias. I've got this American Sun, bright yellow, and then this one is called Just Married. It's a cactus dahlia, a Cermite cactus. And then Creme de Cassis. Now the reason I picked these up is that some of the dahlia tubers did not produce. Most of them did, and the plants that are coming up look amazing. Deep green, really lush and thick. I think having that raised bed makes a huge difference. But I have a couple holes in there, and I figure I might as well plug them up. So we've got these dahlia tubers, put those in, and then they'll just stay there, and we will mulch it really heavily for winter, and they can stay there forever. I also picked up some gladiolas. Now this variety is called Priscilla. I have never grown glads before, not because I don't like them, but it just never really occurred to me. But I'm gonna give these guys a try in the cottage garden. When one of the bunches of cress is done, I will dig up that root ball and we will pop these guys in, and that will be very soon. In fact, I might put a few of these in around that root ball first, so they have some time to get going, because I don't want to wait too long, but those cress are getting close to harvest anyway. So yeah, so we're gonna do a little bit of planting today. Also, we have to fix some irrigation. The hedge is in, so I'll show you that in just a minute. Mike did that last week, right before our rainstorm. And so he put all 25 in the ground, and then we got 3 inches of rain, so it was perfect. It watered them in. Because they're sitting in a lot of clay, it really kind of packed everything in around the root balls and got rid of all the air pockets and all that kind of stuff. So yesterday I ran irrigation to all of them, and I'll show you the way I chose to do that. But when I went to test the irrigation yesterday, one of the connectors for the mainline tubing popped off because they're slightly different sizes. So I'll tell you what's going on with that, and we will fix that so that then we can have that irrigation pop on in the morning and have it all be good. And if you are wondering, I don't know if you can see it on camera, what all the little white fluffy things floating around are, the cottonwoods are in bloom, and so they are releasing their seed spores, and it's just everywhere. Yeah, so not a problem. There's nothing freaky going on. It's normal. Okay, let me show you what's going on with this irrigation. Okay, so the hedge is in. They're little, but they're cute, and I think it's going to be great. I'm really happy to have this in. And then the Baptisia, this is lemon meringue, I think. I've got these lemony leaves, foliage, and then the flowers are a deep blue. So I've got a ring of irrigation around those. There's one back there. So we've got 3 here. Those will get big if all goes well, and they will fill in this whole area right here next to the poppies on the edge of the fence. So how I ran the irrigation, and this was the easiest way. Originally, I was just going to run 2 drip emitters off of the main line and run one on either side of the root ball. But instead, I thought it'd just be easier to do a loop around each plant. So you've got solid tubing here with no emitters, and then this is emitter tubing. It runs in a ring around each plant, and there are emitters every 12 inches. So each plant has 3 to 4 emitters. Now, that worked great. It goes all the way down, not a problem. And when I tested it, everybody gets water. But then the water stopped coming, and I wondered what was going on. This was the problem. So I already had more mainline tubing. We had to replace the entire run. So I started it here. This was the original one. And there was lots of holes and stuff. So I cut it here and attached this. Now, the problem comes when it goes under pressure. This pops off on this side. And the reason for that is this is a 5/8 tube, and this is a 1/2 inch tube. So this fitting is really for just 1/2 inch. So it's not tight enough, even though it feels like it, like I could pull on that and it's tight. But when it's under pressure, that's not how it works. So what we've got here is a compression coupler to join 1/2 inch and 5/8. So we'll do it this way because this is the 1/2 inch and this is the 5/8. Now these are incredibly hard to get on. I am going to struggle with this. So I have my propane torch here because sometimes it helps to make the tubing softer with the heat to help squeeze it into here, because you can see you have to squeeze the tube that's bigger than that into that, and it is really challenging. I struggle with it every single time, but we're going to give this a shot, and I'm hoping this will resolve the problem. Then we can test it and run it to make sure, because this irrigation zone runs not just the hedge, but also runs this whole peony patch here, the irises, which I'll show you in a minute, and the entire lower garden. So it has to work. Everything's looking great right now, but it's been a week since we had rain and we're not getting any more rain. So I have to make sure that this works. So let me get you guys set up. I'm going to struggle with this. It's going to look ridiculous, but we'll see. Hopefully I can make it happen. Well, that went way easier than I expected. And I'm testing it right now, and it's working. Okay, so here's the original attachment point. I could not get this to come off. It is on there good, which is a good thing. So all I did was cut a little bit of extra 1/2 inch tubing and attach it to this side, and then squeeze it in here. This is a reduction coupler. Those guys are in there solid. You can't get them off. You have to literally cut them out once they're in there. So I'm testing it right now, which is why the phone's getting wet, but it looks great. I don't see any leaks anywhere. I can see it all coming out of these rings, which is exactly what we want. I can hear it. It also means we have such good pressure that I can add a few more lines to this main line if I need to inside the garden. So I need to get some staples, but I do have a ring to go around this tree. This is a beautiful Japanese maple here. So our hedge comes out here and goes along the front here with a turn. That's our final one there. And then this area is empty. So I have some ideas for it. This is where I wanted to put an evergreen or something, but the ones that I found I was so in love with that I didn't want to hide them here, because we'll probably never see this. I mean, this is the backside of the chicken coop, and behind me is the main road. So we'll see it when we drive by, but I want to be able to see it all the time. So anyway, I'll get something here. I was thinking about a snowball viburnum, But I do want something that's kind of evergreen to shield the girls, because it's going to take years for these to get big enough to actually form a real true hedge. Anyway, it feels great to have that project done. Okay, so let's go into the garden and get these few things planted. And one of the things we need to do is clear out part of a bed. Okay, this overgrown craziness is, we have our pea trellis here, and then all of this stuff in here is plants from the edible flower mix. So this is all rocket that has bloomed. We still have bachelor buttons and stuff in here. I'm only going to pull out the rocket today. We've got a, this is a blackberry, a thornless triple crown blackberry that Ariel rooted from way, way, way over there. And because it's thornless, I'm leaving it. It's here in the corner of this bed. I'm cool with that. So I'm going to pull out all the rocket and hopefully not some of the, like I just got a bachelor button, but anyway, the chickens are going to get this rocket treat. We're going to pull all the rocket out, and then we are going to plant some of our squashes that we have. So let me get going on this. This is the first garden year that I've been so willy-nilly about putting things in places. I usually have a plan and I'm like, you know, this is for this and this space is for that. And now I'm just shoving stuff everywhere. Part of that, I think, is because I'm running out of space, which is a great thing, because the rats, again, I'm afraid to say this without knocking on wood, the rats are just not eating things right now. So I have an actual garden for the first time in years. Yeah, so, okay. So where do we put things? Okay, so here's that bed we were working on. This is the pea trellis right here. And we are getting peas. They are too little to pick yet. We've got the purple potted one, and then we've got the regular green pea on this side. In here, I took out all the rocket, but we still have bachelor buttons and calendula and borage, which will be here forever now, and some other stuff that hasn't started blooming yet. So we put this butternut squash right here. It will get a little bit of shade from the trellis, which will be great. It'll keep it from burning. And then over there, you can barely see it, I put the watermelon. Now, once these peas are all done, the trellis is going to stay here. I'll clean the peas off, and we will plant pole beans since we can this year, which is astonishing to me. Just to look around what's going on here, we've got our potatoes looking amazing, no blight, and we've got them in grow bags as well as in the bed. On the other side of the potatoes, where I did not plant potatoes, we have peppers. They're doing okay, but we've had a lot of cold nights, and so this is really the first warm day we've had in quite some time. So they, they're looking a little shriveled, but they're all right. They'll start putting on some growth the warmer the days get. And then this bed right here is elephant garlic in this first row. And then I was just going to say, I don't know if this is hard or soft neck. Now I do know because, oh no, I thought that was a scape. The scapes should be starting. I think I mostly planted soft neck this year. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I can't remember. But this bed has been struggling with irrigation. It's not working the way it should. And so I've had, so the garlic isn't getting as much water as it should. So this part of, this bed of garlic might not be as good as the one that's way down there, but we'll have enough. Anyway, on this side of this bed, we have cucumbers, and they will climb this trellis. So in this bed, this is the complete mishmash bed. We've got some round zucchini. This is one of my favorites here, and it's, as you can see, it's already fruited. Hopefully these guys were actually pollinated. We've got a regular zucchini over there, just a regular green zucchini, and then a couple different varieties in here as well. I put sunflowers in. We've got alyssum, nasturtiums, and then I added the yellow crookneck squash here, with the idea that it could spill over if it wants to. And then this is a rogue potato from previous seasons, so I will harvest that at some point. And then I popped these two peppers in here. So they are around other squash plants, which will get big, but it's okay because that will provide them with a little bit of shade so they don't scorch in the afternoons. Also, you guys, the peonies, I'm so happy. There are so many buds and they are getting really close. These, I think, will be perfectly timed for the 3 big events, including one wedding that I have next week that I'm stressed about. But I think these will be going into the bride's bouquet. I'm so happy about this. They're definitely not ready yet. Still too hard to pick, which is perfect. And then also, just wanted to show you these stunning irises that we planted last year, and I'd forgotten what they were. This yellow variety is different from this variety. Look at that purple tongue there. I love it. And then this beautiful purple and white in the back. Just so pretty. And these guys will be here forever. And then also our apples getting bigger and bigger. I'm so thrilled. Still no evidence of rodents. I think I should start setting traps just to be on the safe side. It's been a long time since I've had traps set out here, and they probably will be confused and maybe get caught if they're here. I harvested heavily off of this rose for the CSAs this week, and it is still pumping them out. Just a beautiful rose. Let's see if this one's really nice and flouncy. Look at that. Isn't she gorgeous? Okay, artichoke looking amazing, and actually no aphids right now. And then we've got a lady beetle right there. Yes! Last year the aphids were so bad, so packed into these, I didn't even harvest them. I let them flower because there were thousands of aphids. It was disgusting. I wasn't even gonna try. But with lady beetles, we won't have that problem. Okay, and then finally, this is the garlic that I think is doing better than the other garlic. We generally can harvest our garlic the first week of June. We shall see. But the scapes should start coming on in the next couple of weeks. So we'll harvest those and we will make some fun things with them. This is my second day with a migraine, so I am obviously not with it. I recorded a whole bunch of stuff with no sound for you, and just now the battery ran out, so I recorded a bunch of stuff. I don't know where it stopped. So let me repeat all that I just said. Let's just look at this bed. Okay, so here's our extension. We've got our apple blossom begonia there. And my experience with these tuberous begonias is they get about 12 to 14 inches, around. They don't get super tall. Then we've got our beautiful, what was it called? Rose something. Then we've got our beautiful midnight rose, Heuchera, Brussingham's hybrid. We've got hostas. I don't remember the varieties, and the tags have long since gone. We've got a juga moving around in here, and violas that I also planted. Then we've got coleus up front. This is apple blossom, double impatiens. We've still got some hyacinth strappy foliage that popped up that never produced flowers, but I'm going to leave it there so that hopefully it'll produce flowers next year. So once it browns, we'll pull it back. We've got Alchemilla mollis back here. Oh no, I'm sorry. Acanthus mollis. This one and this one. We've got some meadow sweet. We've got another Heuchera. We've got some little hostas. Look at this hosta. It is so tiny. It's so cute. I love those little yellow margins. More ajuga spread throughout. This beautiful one that gets big. Let me see. I actually have a tag for this one. This one is called Stained Glass. And then another Brussingham's hybrid and more coleus. I planted a bunch of the coleus that I still had in little pots, and already they're growing. This is just a couple days ago, but they are very happy to get out of those small pots. So we still have this little pink guy, tuberous begonia, that I don't know where I'm going to put yet. Maybe I'll just get its own pot and we'll just sit it out here. Last season, I grew tuberous begonias from corms in this container and these two, and they did okay. So I kind of just would prefer just to buy them as plants now. So we'll add that probably in its own little clay pot to this container garden. I'm actually really enjoying this container garden. We did just plant these up last week, but already I feel like they have filled out a little bit, which is nuts to me. I think also just having so many flowers. Like, I mean, I think this one's called Pinkerific. This is a Proven Winners dahlia. And of course, saffron finch. Yeah, just feel like they're really filling out. And then I put that other dahlia in its own container. I didn't have anything additional to pair it with, and I just thought it looked pretty like that. And then these guys over here are also filling out very quickly. I'm just really surprised, and I'm impressed and happy. And of course, this mallow literally blooms 24 hours a day, 365 days of the year. It did not even take a break when we had hard frost. It just is an astonishing plant. I have never grown anything like it. This was a wonderful, wonderful investment. It was super inexpensive when I bought it because it was just tiny, and it got huge in the first year, and you can see the bumples. Just loving it. Now we do still have things we need to plant. I've got some geraniums there and some more baptisia that needs planting. We've got Monarda that's going to go in the cottage garden once the crust comes out, as well as that status. So we still have some things that need to get planted, but for the most part, and with the exception of a few things over here, I have planted everything that I started from seed or that we have purchased. Yeah, it's like everything is just now starting to really take off. I mean, look at this viola forest. That's just crazy to me. And the funniest thing is, look how tall. I mean, that's at least 18 inches high. I didn't know that violas could do that. Those actually would make lovely stems for some upcoming events I've got going on. They are so tall. Yeah, this was such a good thing. I will absolutely be sowing more violas and petunias and pansies from seed next year. Absolutely. And then this is the Penny Marina from Johnny's. Yeah, love these. In fact, now I want to try the whole Marina series. And then here is our, what is it? The gold Monterey cypress. Not ready to put it in the ground yet because where it's going to go, I need to do a major harvest next week for foliage, and then we'll pull out that plant and we can put it in the garden. But yeah, things are popping and really enjoying this. We're about to have our gorgeous lupins. This one's a purple one. Thrilled again because last year the rodents ate all the lupins, and which is crazy to me because lupins are poisonous, but they ate every single one. I think this might be Corinth. That's crazy. Anyway, yeah, just really enjoying this so much. These new iris, that's a beautiful yellow iris. The foxgloves. And I did come through and use BT on all the petunias that we planted just the other day. I'm going to keep up with that. More black-suited iris, this whole patch right here. Yeah, it's just all looking really, really good. Enjoying this so much. But knowing that I actually want to make some changes and add some things and remove some things. Not because I don't like what's in here, but this garden needs more structure. It needs some shrub interest, some evergreen interest. It needs some hard goods interest, like a fountain or a bird bath or something. So yeah, we're going to be making some changes. And then look at this one. How stunning those colors are. Just beautiful. So everything's very happy and healthy, and I'm loving it. On Sunday, one of the wedding couples from this coming week came by. They wanted to learn how to do bud vases because they're making all their own bud vases, and I'm doing like their bouquets and arrangements. And so we came out here and we harvested from the cottage garden, and they had a great time doing that. And while we were out here harvesting, look what I found. Gopher activity. I could not believe it. In fact, as we walked up, the gopher was popping its head in and out of this hole. So as soon as they were done and they left, I came out here and I set 3 gopher traps. These are the ones that I use. It's the Gopher Hawk. And I did catch them overnight, and I have there's been 0 activity since. But I thought, oh my goodness, you can't come in here and destroy my plants like this. I think is struggling. This is the osteospermum from the container that I planted here, and then the gopher was underneath. So it feels like it's still rooted in, but I don't know what it did because it's definitely wilting. Yeah, maybe it's having a hard time accessing water. Anyway, I'm glad I caught him, and he's gone, but I couldn't believe it. Things have been going so well. These are pansies that we started from seed. Shockingly purple color. Really, really pretty. This was a mix. I had no idea what was going to come out, and I am very pleasantly surprised. It's so pretty. So, very, very happy with having started this bed this year. But I'm actually really looking forward to pulling out this cress once it's done. Harvesting all the stems, because it is way taller than the seed packet indicated it would be, which means it's happy and healthy, but it is not in the right spots in the bed. It is too far in the front. It's the tallest thing in the bed. It's not working. So I'll be happy to harvest these and use these in upcoming events, but then when they come out, we will be replacing them with some perennials. So that will look a lot better. Okay, friends, that's gonna be it for me today. I need to go in and take some more medication. Hoping I can get this up for you guys a little later today, but I need to go chill out for a little while. So I appreciate your patience. Thanks so much for joining me today. I hope you have a wonderful time in your garden, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.